Mouthpiece. This is your World Series of Poker edition. Today I have a special guest, Roland DeWolf, all the way here from England. That's right, Roland DeWolf, the only guy in the history of poker to win a World Poker Tour Championship and an EPT Championship. He's also the biggest idiot and funniest guy I know. So we're here to talk about World Series, talk about players, have a lot of fun today. It's a World Series day on the Mouthpiece. We're also going to talk about my week in online poker. I didn't play much as I've been resting. We're going to talk about my vacation. It was great. It was fun. My weight loss bet. God knows, am I going to make it? It's going to be close. We're going to talk about my hands of the week. Hand of the week. We're going to talk about Poker Savvy Plus, Poker Savvy Plus, Poker Savvy Plus, my videos, and anything else you want to talk about on the Mouthpiece. Welcome back to the Mouthpiece. And here I'm with my good friend and guest, Roland DeWolf. Roland, good to see you, sir.
Michael.
How's it going?
It's very good, actually, yeah. I hear your weight loss bet and your non-showering bet.
Yeah.
You're going to get both of them down.
No, the showering, I did actually shower twice yesterday, and I did run 8 miles yesterday. And for all you out there, I went on a cruise, and I was supposed to try my hardest to lose at least 2 pounds or stay even. I ran 5 miles a day and found a way to gain 3 pounds. So I got back, and I've run 8 miles a day every day, and I've knocked off 8 pounds, and now I'm 7 pounds away with 7 days to go, which might seem to some people impossible, but it should be able to do that in 24
It's a real
hours.
effort. I mean, a lot of people are doing a lot of good stuff around the World Series. There's a lot of charity things. Lee Watkinson, I don't know if you know this.
I do know Lee Watkinson. See, Lee Watkinson, he gave me this, for all you out there, this is my good luck charm, and Lee gave me this when I beat him in Poker After Dark and won the Poker After Dark. I knocked him out, and he said this will bring me good luck, and I've won like $1 million since. So I haven't really took it off my neck.
Lee said to me, there's an endangered species that hasn't been seen daylight for some of these endangered species his chimps are talking about haven't seen daylight for years. Right. I was thinking, an endangered species that hasn't seen daylight for years, that's like Gavin Smith's hair.
But you know what? Let's change the subject for 1 second and talk about
Phil Hellmuth.
No, we'll get to Phil Hellmuth in a minute. Let's talk about the World Series. What are your goals for the World Series?
I'd like to live through the 6 weeks if possible.
That's always #1 goal.
Try and get through without getting any penalties. Try not to upset anybody. But just
well, you know, with the cursing penalty not so much in effect anymore, I think that you have a good chance of making that through.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make good decisions and stuff. I've been learning new games. I've been on Full Tilt a lot, watching Gus play Raz, and you know, I reckon I'm pretty much ready for the Raz events.
So basically speaking, you have learned. You're going to be playing limit events. You've been learning this from Gus.
Well, not just Gus. I've looked at Tom Dwan.
Oh, I see.
Chufty. And Eli Lesra.
So you've looked up the best players in horse, and you've trying to follow their lead.
I'm trying to copy their game. You know, I figure you have to pay to learn first, but yeah.
Anyhow,
it's looking good.
For all you out there, he's naming the funny people that we kind of like build the horse games around, and he's being a funny guy. So, anyhow, Roland DeWolf, great poker player when it comes to no limit hold'em, pot limit Omaha. I'm his good friend, and I actually was teaching him some horse last night, and I think that he actually, believe it or not, he actually was watching, and I think he learned a lot about Stud 8 or better. What do you think?
I think these games are they're pretty tough. Like when you come from Europe, where you don't play any limit games. I mean, let me say for one, I'm never going to be a good online player. Horses actually, funny enough, although in live games, I'm much more suited to no limit and Polymer Omaha, where there's some reading, and you don't get that online. In live games. It's actually better to play online if you're going to you play the horse games because you don't lose your edge.
Right, and I explained that to Roland last night. Why in the online somebody where I struggle in no limit in the PLO online, and he struggles online, and he's real good at live. Is everybody knows that my strength is reading weakness and reading people's body language and the way they throw off strength or weakness. And online, I'm not good at that, and that's where I struggle. And in the limit games, where it's so much math, and you have to be so much patient and really be mathematically correct, and that's why I thrive in the horse games online. And I was trying to explain to Roland last night, who's new in the limit, and he watched me for a while. And one thing I say about Roland is he might be an idiot, but he does listen. He doesn't think he knows it all, and that's pretty good for. I think he'll be okay there. Do you plan on playing any limit events?
Yeah, I'm going to play quite a few. I mean, I've been looking at the events and just looking at what sort of people are going to be playing what sort of events, and just going to see. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see who has a good series. Who are you looking to see who's going to have a good series? If I throw out some names and then you just tell me if you're going to, you think
I'm going to first. I'm going to go ahead and say that the event. Everybody always asks, well, what are you looking for, Mike, at the World Series this year? And I say, well, the number one event I want to win, of course, is the 50,000 horse. And of course, and the number two event I want to win is the Omaha 8 or better 10,000 buy-in, because I believe in my heart that I play the game better than anybody. And last time I wanted to win this championship, I won it in 2002, and last year I got 10th in the 5,000 championship. So it's something I really want to win. But after I didn't really go through the schedule so much as I did yesterday, and I realized they have a 10-game mixed game, which with a 10,000 buy-in, which is horse plus pot limit Omaha plus no limit hold'em plus deuce to 7 triple draw, and there was and pot limit hold'em, I think it is. Yeah, and this is really a game that I'm really looking forward to now, because all of them PLO and no limit online superstars are really going to struggle in the horse games. They're really going to struggle in deuce to 7. So they're going to be playing. You're going to have a lot of dead money in the field of people that think they know what they're doing, and that's going to be a really prestigious title to win. So I'm looking at that too. Are you planning on playing that?
Well, I just was astounded what a consummate professional you are. The day before, you started to look through the schedule and see what events you want to play. Okay.
Because I didn't even look at the schedule. And everybody knows me. I'm the big commissioner of the Rio, and I could give a f*** because you guys know my stance on the situation. But this is a funny story for y'all. As you know, I came in on vacation Sunday evening, and I get off the plane, I walk into valet parking, and who do I walk into at the valet parking, ladies and gentlemen?
Phil Hummus.
Jeffrey Pollock. That's right. Jeffrey Pollock, the main man at the World Series of Poker, at the valet parking, and he goes, Mike, what's going on? And he goes, I heard about your rants on your show. I'm like, well, I just think that moving the World Series 4 months down the road, final table, is a complete marocracy and complete just
a what?
I don't know. I just came up with that word. I just think I think it's
Marocracy.
Marocracy. Whatever that came from. That's in between a killing, a Roland, and a moron. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get. A moroncacy. That was pretty good. So anyhow, I'm against it, and my good friend, let's talk about that. I mean, you're against it too, and tell all my fans out there what your opinion is of it, and why you're against it so much, and what you think. Why I talked to Phil Helmut, but we'll get to Phil in a minute, on the phone last night, and he says he thinks it's the greatest thing for poker, and I can't figure out why he thinks it is, but maybe because I don't know. Go ahead, take the floor, sir.
No, I mean can you imagine it if something happened to one of the players? I mean,
somebody got sick.
Someone got sick. Someone died, or someone started getting coached by Gus, or
Well, here's the thing we talked about at dinner last night, and we're actually talking about me and Roland and Michael Binger and Roy Winston.
Michael Binger wasn't there.
He wasn't there, but we talked about him being involved. And for all you out there, even though Michael Binger, nobody really knows him that well, but he finished third or what do you get? Third or second?
Jamie Gold.
Jamie Gold, 2 years ago. I really like his game a lot. He's a really good player, and he's a good friend of ours. We're talking about, the 9 people get to the final table, and 6 or 7 of them are complete idiots, which is probably going to happen, of coaching these people and having teams of coaching these people, because they're going to want. We're talking about big money. So now they're going to have 3.5 months to learn. I'm going to tell you right now, I know I could teach any stiff that has 30 big blinds in front of them to find a way to move up in money and get money which they would never known how to do before. So I think this is a big edge to somebody that wants to do something like this. They're going to be able to see tapes of people. They're going to be able to see how people play, what people do different. There's also going to be able to, there's a possibility of 4 months to find the guy's phone number and the 2 chip players collude. Yeah, and it doesn't really take much to dump off chips to somebody without them knowing. I can pretend to be making a big bluff and then just dump. and all the money's up top, and they chop it up, and Merry Christmas. So
basically, what we're saying is, if you make the final table, Joe Seabock, give us a call and we'll teach you.
Exactly. Gus, Joe Seabock, me and Roland will be there. We'll teach you. So I'm not. You guys have heard my stance on it. I saw Jeffrey Pollock, and his answer to me was, well, I understand a lot of your points, Mike. We're going to try it, and if it doesn't work, we can always change it, and we can change it next year. Well, and then I said to Jeffrey, I said, well, it's not so much that it doesn't work. It's the fact that you guys are getting paid double from ESPN to move this thing, and what are the players getting? And I said, you took the TOC away. That was $2 million. Well, next year we're coming back with a bigger T and better TOC. I go, next year. Well, what about this year? So I'm just against the fact that, listen, Jeffrey Pollock, I said it before, great guy. Me out of 10 grand last year, but okay, whatever it is. Great for the Harris. He knows what he's doing to make the Harris profit. That's what his job is. But somehow, some way, I mean, even if you go to give him back even a little bit more, let's just say they want to bring back the old camaraderie of the World Series, in which Jack Binion thanked everybody for the whole World Series and made the final 10,000 event rake-free, okay? And then he threw this big buffet for everybody. I mean, so that would cost the Harris $3.5–4 million. Big deal. They're making $200 million, and now they look like the nicest and give back people in the world. So all I'm saying is, somewhere down the line, and everybody knows this, I want to see something given back to the players, because as we know, the World Poker Tour has dropped off 40% in business. The ratings on ESPN has dropped tremendously, and they've dropped because everybody's going broke and nobody's getting anything back to the players, and not to mention the fact that they don't have any idea how to film good TV. Now, let's talk about that for a second.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that you said, and this is so right. They decide beforehand, before the event starts, they say, we're going to have this final table, these 6 events. I mean, who knows what's going to throw up a good final table? You should have a camera crew on standby all the time.
That's right.
So someone is there to say, this is a really good final table. We've got, a couple of well-known faces. We've got a really pretty girl with her boobs hanging out. We've got, all these things coming on.
And that's the thing is there's no fame left to chase. For all them young people out there trying to make a face and name for themselves, they could make 2 final tables in a row, and they could win 2 bracelets. It's not going to mean anything. Okay,
you're not Mike Matusow.
You're not Mike Matusow. You're not Daniel Negreanu. You're not Phil Hellmuth. You're not Phil Ivey. You're not. I mean, I'm not trying to I'm not egotistical or anything. But the thing is certain people have grown to love to watch people on TV. They've grown to like to watch certain people on TV. If Tiger Woods quit playing golf tomorrow, would anybody give a who won the Masters or U.S. Open or things like that? Now, I'm not comparing myself to Tiger Woods. I'm trying to say certain people want to watch certain people at the final tables. So what's wrong, instead of saying we're televising these 6 events, of having a camera crew on call for all 54 events and seeing who's at the final table, and then saying, wow, look at this lineup. Let's televise this. Maybe we wouldn't have missed Phil Hellmuth's 11th bracelet in a love shack in the black hole last year. So that's my take on that.
I like it. I just want to ask you, I got a few matchup bets for the
Let's
World
talk
Series.
about matchup bets for us.
Okay. I'm going to say a couple of names out there. You're going to tell me who you think is going to be the favourite to cash more money at the World Series and why.
Cash more money or cash more time?
Cash more money.
Okay.
Phil Hellmuth or Alan Cunningham?
Alan Cunningham.
And why is that?
Well, because, first of all, Alan finds a way to win every tournament he plays lately, and he's played like 3 tournaments in 2 years. I think he's won 2 of them, or 4 and won 3 of them. Alan does well at the World Series, and Phil does well at the World Series, but we've been talking about this, and we're going to go out on the record, me and Roland, we're going to call Phil out on this, because we have, this is what we do, because me and Phil are pretty good friends, and you're pretty good friends with Phil, too. And, well, Phil has...
Lost his mind.
Lost his mind! There it is! See, we're playing rhyme here, the rhyme game. Phil has lost his mind. Phil has
We're calling you out, Phil.
lost his mind. So we've called him out because why has Phil lost his mind? Well, we finally know that, we know what a great guy Phil is, that his ego has finally gotten to him. I mean, this guy walks around, he has completely lost it, mentally, physically, emotionally, and every way you could think about it. And whenever he is talking about himself, more than double that he normally talks about himself, which is all the time, he struggles. And I believe that with the media attention and him being on the face of 12 million beer cans.
Which is like winning a bracelet.
Oh, by the way, which is like winning a bracelet. That's what. We got an email from Phil and said, showed us a picture of him on the beer can, and he said, Mike, when I took this can off the line with 12 million cans rolling by, it was like winning a bracelet.
It was the best Phil story since he
was. But we do have another Phil story. But tell him about this Phil story. I mean, this is going to be the last Phil story we're going to tell him, and then we're going to also talk. We're also going to. Well, first, let's talk about again. Let's finish what we're talking about. Why we think that Phil's going to struggle at the World Series, and that's because his ego is big right now, which it always is. And when he doesn't focus and he talks too much about himself, he doesn't do well.
And since the last time he won the bracelet, the 11th, he really has done nothing, has he?
No, he cashed in the LA Poker Classic and he blew up to Ivy, and that's been it.
We think he's more interested in going to the Lakers game than being at the series.
That's right. And speaking of that, and Phil's missing the first event, the 10,000 buy-in tomorrow event, because he's going to the Laker game tomorrow night. Now, he says it's because he has a wedding to go to on Saturday. Okay, but I'm sorry, it's 10,000 buy-in. Pot limit hold'em event.
It's the World Series of Poker.
It's the first event, the World Series of Poker. You sit there, you play the event all day. Okay, if you make it to day two, you make it to day two and you miss the wedding. And if you don't, you have plenty of time to fly to LA, which is a 40-minute flight.
He just wants to hang out with Eva Longoria, Charles Barkley, and Greg Grunberg, and screw the first event.
So anyhow, we're talking about
the matchups.
Phil story. No, you want to tell one more Phil story?
Well, I like the.
This is the one. This is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Roland DeWolf was told by Phil Hellmuth. What, about 2 weeks ago?
Are we talking about the King of Monaco story, or
no? The Phil Ivey.
Okay,
story.
well,
this is a true story with a straight face, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that we're making this up.
Okay,
you tell it, buddy.
They're at the LAPC and they're getting deep in the tournament. And Phil Ivey and Phil Hellmuth are at the same table. Obviously, two of the most well-known poker players in the world. Phil Ivey probably considered to be the greatest all-round poker player in the world, probably the most respected poker player, and Phil Hellmuth probably the most famous poker player. So they're at the same table. Phil, at the start of the break, Hellmuth says to Ivey, "Hey Phil, you ever played golf with Tiger Woods?" And Phil Ivey said, "I don't know. I haven't enough. To be honest, at the moment, I'm just not good enough to play golf with him. I'd be too embarrassed, you know." At the moment, if he asked me to, I'd say no. And Hellmuth, with a straight face, turns around to Ivey and says, "Why not? You play Hold'em with me."
You play Hold'em with me. That is our Phil Hellmuth story of the week. All right, this is my favorite part of the show, the phone calls. And today, I'm taking phone calls with my boy, Roland DeWolf. Let's hit up the lines. Let's roll them. Hit it. Roll them, Roland. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. Who's this?
One of my idols.
Well, who's this?
This is Ed. How are you doing?
Ed, you're on the phone with me and f***ing Roland DeWolf. Do you know who that guy is?
Yes.
He's sitting right next to me. He's my special guest today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Wow, man. It's awesome to talk to you.
What's up?
You have any questions for me today?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, how you got your start.
I got my start, well, it'll all be out in my autobiography, but I'll give you an idea. I was playing a video poker machine and losing, as I always do, and the guy next to me was watching me put in quarter after quarter, and he goes, "How do you like to learn how to do something where you'll never have to work the rest of your life?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "This game, Texas Hold'em," and I sat behind him, and he taught me how to play, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
So, that's how it really started, and when my autobiography comes out, you'll be able to pretty much get an idea from there. But
I'm kind of shocked. I thought it was just something I'd call and listen to. I didn't know I was actually able to.
No, you talk to me between 3 and 3:30. Ask me any questions.
Maybe you want to borrow some money.
Yeah, maybe you want to borrow some money. I got lots. You know, we're getting ready. It's a World Series show. We're talking a lot about the World Series, which starts tomorrow, and that's about it.
What events do you plan on playing?
As many as I can wake up to that I feel strong enough to play. So,
very cool.
That's about it.
Who's your favourite player?
Well, you and Tony G. I just love your verbal game.
He is the best. He's a funny guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got another call. Call back anytime.
If you call in 3 weeks in a row, you get dinner at his house.
Yeah. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Big fan.
Hey, buddy.
I know. Hey, I know you're a big fan of Omaha 8s, and I know you're the greatest in the world. So I just wanted to ask you if you had any advice for a first-time World Series poker player in an Omaha 8 event.
In an Omaha 8 event. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I will give you a little bit of advice. Are you here at the World Series now?
No, but I will be next week.
Aha, I see. This is my advice to you, okay? After the third level, okay, so you start off 15, 100, 1 and 2, 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Never play a high hand.
Never play high?
Ever after the third level. Is that good enough for you?
Just one more quick question. Do I want to raise with loads?
Depends. I mean, if you have like an ace, deuce, king, 6, hang on 1 second. We got another call. I'm going to put him on hold, okay?
Okay.
How do I do that? Just hit the left button?
I would just ignore it, actually.
Well, I don't want to ignore it. I'm missing phone calls because you're an asshole.
You're going to take multiple calls?
This guy, I like this guy.
Okay, then
So we're going to put him on hold for a second, tell the other guy to hold, and we'll be right back. Hold on 1 second, my friend.
You should put him on three-way.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Hello, Mouthpiece. Off.
Now look what happened.
Hey, buddy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so that is, like when you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, you always want to limp with those hands. You want to limp with those hands in all levels. I can't give you too much because I'm going to be playing in all of them and I want to win. So I can't give you too much information, but I just gave you 2 very important things to know. Okay, we got another call.
Hey.
I will see you. Come up to me, say hello.
Okay.
All right, take care, man.
Thank you.
We're calling somebody back. We missed a phone call.
Hello?
This is Mike The Mouth calling you back, man. Did you just call me?
Oh, hold on. Let me put you on hold. Yeah, this is Ross.
This is our new World Series of Poker. We're calling people back when we missed their phone call show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. My buddy just called you. Said you just got to Mike The Mouth. I said that's unbelievable. So give me the number. You had me call. I just wanted to say you run so gross. You're such a good player. You just get the worst run, like national heads up. That was disgusting.
Oh, and the heads up against Chris?
Yeah, that was gross.
How'd you like the fact that I never had a playable hand? He won 85 out of like 88 hands, and I had the chip lead.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say that you're my favorite poker player to play and to watch play, and I just wanted to say that. So.
Yeah, well, luck has turned around a lot for me. Since the head-up tournament, luck has turned around a lot for me. I've been running good. Things are good, and I'm gonna have a big World Series.
Oh yeah, man! You have a good World Series, man. I hope to get the $10,000 together to go see you there. So that'll be nice.
If you do, come up and say hello.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks a lot, man, and take care.
Keep your head up, man. You won't always run bad.
All right, I know. I don't rub bad anymore.
Hey, yeah, good.
Put on my mic now. All right, we're out of here. Talk to you later.
Please enjoy the music until your party answers the phone.
Who the f*** is this we're calling? We're calling somebody back on the Mouthpiece. And we're playing Chinese poker. Roland's beating me for 3 points. I'm not so sure about this guy, man. Ooh, let's leave a message. I kind of like this new part of the show. Calling people back.
Hello.
Hello. This is Mike The Mouth Matusow, and
I'm John Joanda.
we're calling you back since we missed your call, and we wanted to say thank you for calling our show, but we didn't get to talk to you.
I really hope you have a good day.
Okay, bye. Okay, so Roland, our prop bets that we've got, these are going to be for $5,000 each.
US dollars.
US dollars, not euros. I can't afford euros. They're worth twice as much as the US. And these are matchups. Why don't you tell everybody?
Okay, well, first up, I took David Benjamin.
No, you didn't. I've got
No, you
David
took David
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
I've got David Benjamin, and he has Gus. win more money for $5,000.
Tell me where. I mean,
We're pretty sure it's going to end up at 0-0 and money won at the end of the tournament, but
Gus is pretty strong, no limit hold'em tournament player.
Yeah, if them 3-1 dogs keep coming, I guess he will be all right.
David probably won't play that many.
But I don't think that Gus is going to play many tournaments. And
you think David will play a few?
I think he'll play more than Gus.
You think David's a pretty solid tournament player?
No, but I think he can play horse better than Gus, and limit games better than Gus. So
has he got the patience for the tournaments? Though?
Probably not. So let's get to the next one. So that's 5,000.
That's probably a wash.
Okay, so now the second one we have is I'm giving him like one of the better players in the world against one of the nicer guys in the world, a donk. And I'm giving him Patrick Antonius, and I'm taking Andy Black. Now, you asked me why. Well, I don't know why either, but...
Well, the thing is, I think that Patrick will probably play not as many tournaments as Andy Black, but the ones he'll play will be smaller fields. He's probably a better player, and he'll be playing in the games where...
And this is really a lot closer bet than anybody out there can look at, because Andy Black will probably, out of the 54 events, be playing 35 of them.
Half of them will be out in the first hour.
That's true. And Patrick will probably play like 6 events, maybe 7. So and he's probably 5 times the player Andy is. So that's why our bet is pretty square to even. So for all of you out there that wonder why I lost my mind, that's the answer to that. Bet number 3 we have is a interesting doubles match where I took Alan Cunningham to win most money with Phil Gordon against
John Joanda and Todd Brunson.
Todd Brunson. Now you ask, how can I take Phil Gordon and against John Joanda and Todd Brunson? Well, Todd, who cashes an awful lot at the World Series, has not been one to make a lot of money at the World Series. He's been one to cash at the World Series with only one bracelet, that coming last year, the year before, in Omaha 8 or better. And Joanda, who used to do well at the World Series, but now that he's a multi-billionaire, I don't think he cares. So that's my take on his 2. And as we all know, Alan never misses a hand or loses a hand at the World Series. And well, I threw Phil Gordon as a wild card because he told me he'll be playing a lot of tournaments, and he's out of his amount that he's played, he's actually made 8 final tables. So I think that's a real close and even bet. Even though on paper, when you hear Joanda, it might not sound like it is. I think it'll be close. And then we have our wild card bet, which is what we call the drunk, crazy, lunatic bet. And we are. He took Gavin Smith and Lane, and I took Vinny Vin. That's right. He's getting 2 against 1. Oh wait, no, we got it wrong. You have Vinny Vin and Lane, and I have Gavin Smith.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, well, I gave you 2 with Vinny Vin
and the chair.
And Lane and his chair because there's a chance that he's not going to show up half the time if he has chips, and then it'll be more or less Lane versus Gavin, and whoever goes out and doesn't get the drunkest the night before will probably win.
So if you had to bet either Vinny Vin's chair or Gavin Smith's hair...
Wow! There's a bet we could have! Vinny Vin's chair or Gavin Smith's hair. Call in next time on the Mouthpiece and let us know who you would take there. So there's our prop betting for the World Series. Roland, thanks for being on the show. As you know, Poker Savvy Plus, Mike the Mouth videos are back in action. I've cut them down a lot for the World Series. There's going to be 5 hours of total video every month for the next 2 months. Mike the Mouth videos. There might be up to 10 hours if I get knocked out early. That's a 7-day free trial, $24.95 a month. If you guys really want to learn a lot of horse limit poker. Horse is on its way back, no limits on its way out. You know, it's all about multi-games now. So that's www.pokersavvyplus. Also, let's talk about my vacation. For all you interested, it was a great time. It was very relaxing. I have been so relaxed since I got back. I haven't had any urge really to play much poker at all. I'm as happy as I've ever been. I'm in the best shape I've ever been going into the World Series. The only downfall of the vacation was the fact that as much as I ran 5 miles a day and ate grilled chicken breast and salads, I found a way to gain 3 pounds instead of lose 2 or 3, and that made my weight loss bet torturous. I've been home since Sunday, and now we'll come in and talk about that. I came back weighing 198 when I got back off the cruise, and then I was back then needing 17 pounds in 9 days, and I have knocked off 11 of those pounds in 4 days. So I've been running 8 miles a day. A couple days I even ran 12. I haven't been eating anything but salad and protein shakes, and I am now needing 7 pounds in the next 4 days to win my bet. So I'm still pretty convinced I'm going to win it. I think that I can sit in a sauna and lose 5 pounds the day of. I even called Ted and asked him if he wanted to save 50 grand because it would make it easier on me because I didn't want to miss these first couple events at the World Series. But he doesn't seem too interested. He doesn't. So he'll be having to be forced to pay $100,000 on Tuesday. But it would have been probably worth $50,000 EV for me to not be run down and play the first event tomorrow. So for all you guys out there, I won't be playing the first event tomorrow. I will be playing, but I am going to play the $1,500 buy-in on Saturday. And if I do make it to the second day, I'll have Sunday off to run, and I'll be running Saturday morning, and then I'll be running Monday morning. And if I happen to make it to the final table on Tuesday, well, I will. It might not be so bad with the weight loss bet there if I'm playing for probably like $1 million for first. So that's how that stands with the weight loss bet. And this is my hand of the week. It's brought to you by FullTiltPoker.com. That's where I play poker, Full Tilt Poker, Poker Savvy Plus. And my hand of the week comes courtesy of my main man, Gus Hansen. That's right, Gus Hansen. Why does he seem to always get the hand of the week? Is it because he's a idiot? No, he's actually a smart guy. He's just not a very good poker player. But my hand of the week comes by Gus Hansen. It comes via Raz hand. And for all of you out there who doesn't know Raz is 5-card low. The best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the best hand. I raised it coming in with a 4 up. I had deuce 8 in the hole. Okay? There was a jack behind and a queen behind, and the king was the bring-in. The queen folded. It come to Gus, who does what? He re-raises with a jack. First of all, this is a horrific play because if I have one bad one in the hole and one baby one in the hole, I'm not even a dog. Okay? And he doesn't know. So Gus Hansen re-raises me with a jack. Blow-up number, catastrophe number 1. Then I find a way to 3-bet him, which tells him with my 4 up that I've got 3 big babies. I mean, I've got 3 good cards. I'm not trying to outplay Gus because I know he never folds. So now on 4th Street, I hit an 8. The odds of the 8 pairing me were probably 1 out of 9, but unfortunately they did pair me. So now I had deuce 4, 8, 8, which on most terms would be a horrific card for me, except for what did Gus catch? A king. A king! He's looking at 4 and an 8, and he caught a king, and he called a bet with king jack showing. Okay, he's got 3 to a jack, which is my 3 to an 8. What catches 5th Street? Well, 5th Street I catch a deuce. Well, now I got deuce 3, 4, 8, 8. I got 4 to a perfect 8. Gus hats a 6. He's showing king jack 6. Can he possibly call here? It is not even feasibly possible to call here. But don't worry, our boy Gus check called 5th with king jack 6. 6th Street, I paired open 4s. Now that's a horrible card because now if I'm paired in another spot, he's got the lead. But I don't have to be paired in the other spot. But what does Gus do? He leads. He leads the 8-6 jack. First of all, I'm drawing better than 8-6. And anything less than a jack, I win. We both catch the same card, I win. He leads. I raise his ass because there's nothing different between me being paired and him having a jack. Because the only card I could catch that I could be on the river is a king or a queen. And I caught a king on the river. He let out. I folded. That's our hand of the week on the Mouthpiece. Congratulations to Gus. He types in afterwards, well, you got to admit I played it well. Well, I don't know. He played 3rd horrific, 4th horrific, 5th horrific, and 6th making the bet I still think is horrific because it's a check call automatically. Well, when he got there on 7th, he played it well. I'm Mike The Mouth Matusow. That's our hand of the week. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our show. our World Series of Poker edition. For Mike The Mouth Matusow, FullTiltPoker.com, and Poker Savvy Plus. We're out of here. Later.